Hello, today I will cover the malware and the types of the malware. I have prepared this video for the GTO student, Diploma GTO student for the subject Cryptography and Network Security. The outcome of the lecture will be, after the completion of this lecture, student will able to understand about the computer malware, different types of the malware, and they will able to differentiate among different malware. I'm going to cover virus, Trojan horse, worms, information warfare, and criminal organization. Malware. Mal means malicious. Malicious means intentions to do some harmful activity. So anything which have a bad intention for your computer system, for your resources, for your data, or for your file, that one is a malware. Malware is a software, or it is a code, or it is a program. So malware is a software, code, or program. That one is written by someone else, or that one is designed by someone else, named as a hacker, to cause damage to a computer, server, client, or computer network. Malware always comes in a different forms. Few of the forms are the virus, worms, ransomware, spyware, adware, Trojan horse, keyloggers, rootkits, bootkits, BHOs, and many more. Now we will see the types of the malware. There are three types of the malware. First one is a virus, second one is a worm, and third one is a Trojan horse. Now we will see the detailed description of the virus. What is the virus? As virus is a form of the malware, so the virus is also a software. Virus is a program or the code. Virus can affect your computer data, can affect your system, or can affect your file. Viruses are not self-executable. For the executing, what the virus do? They infect some another file. Infect means what? Virus attach their code to your existing file, or some existing program, or some existing application. When you run that application, or when you run that particular program, which one is infected by the virus, then it will infect your system. So virus always need a human action for execution. That means virus is not self-executable at all. If some virus is inside your system, then it needs to be executed. Now this one is a simple example. For example, you have written some code for the C program. Now what the virus will do? Suppose there is a virus code or virus program that is inside your system. So to be active, what the virus will do, it will attach its code with your existing program. Instead of this program, you can have a file, or you can have some application. But the main idea is that virus attach itself with something else. And if you execute that something else, then only virus can infect your system. So here what I have written, that virus will attach itself with existing program. Now when you will execute this program, then only your system will get infected with the virus. So the important points that you should notice for the virus is that it requires a human action. They can travel through a network. I'm sorry, I have written they does not travel through a network. They can travel through a network, but this speed is too much slow. Now the symptoms of the virus. When you can tell that your system is infected with the virus, that means when your performance of your system is low, when the processing time is more, that means your slow performing computer, when some programs running by their own, when some program get duplicated by, or some files or some programs or the files duplicates itself, at that time you can say that your computer system is infected by the virus. Now the worms can travel through a networks, as you are able to see in a figure. What worms can do, they can replicate themselves, they can create their multiple copies, and these multiple copies can travel through a networks. So the worms are more harmful than the virus. What you can tell for the worms is that worms spread copies of itself from one computer to another computer. That means worms can easily travel through a network. A worm can replicate itself without any human interactions. It does not need to attach itself to a software program in order to cause a damage. They does not need a human action. Now the Trojan horse. If you see this figure, then there is a famous story of the Trojan horse. As per the story, when the Greeks were defeated by the Troy army, then what they have done? They have made one big horse. Inside that one, there were a Trojan, or there were a hidden soldiers. And when the Troy peoples dragged this wooden horse inside the wall of the Troy, then in the midnight this Trojan came out. They have opened the door of the Troy city, and the rest of the Greek army, which one was waiting outside, they come inside the Troy city, and they have destroyed entire city. What is the meaning? What is the meaning of that one? That Troy people have dragged this wooden horse inside their wall by themselves. They think that this one is a gift from a god for their victory. So to cheer up their victory, they dragged this horse. But ultimately that horse have a hidden soldiers, which have a harmful, with the harmful intention. So what is the Trojan? Trojan always misleads the user of its actual intention. It is type of malicious code which looks legitimate, which looks that they are useful for that particular users. For example, there are some application who are saying that if you install that one, then they will increase the speed of your processing or speed of your system. But ultimately, it might be possible they are decreasing the speed of the system, or they are doing something else. So that one is a Trojan horse. That means Trojan horse lures the users. They attract the users such that user can install them, and after the installation they will reveal their true intentions. If you want to learn the story of the Troy and Greeks, then you can learn from the 3 different YouTube videos. Here I have given you the link. Now the difference between virus, worms and Trojan horse. See, this one is the difference. That means virus need a human action, where the worms does not need a human action. And the Trojan need a human actions to bring inside the system. Once they are inside the system, then after there is no need of a human action. They can automatically do their task. Virus does not pretend to be useful. That means they does not mislead the user with some good software. What is the use of the Trojan? What the Trojan do? They hide themselves within some useful software, or you can say they pretend that they are useful for the user, but actually they are not useful for the user. Ultimately they are performing some harmful activity to the system, where the worms again does not hide themselves or does not pretend to be useful. Virus can replicate themselves, but this one is too much slow. Worms are able to replicate themselves, but this one is fast. Hence, they can travel through a network. This can travel through a network, but it is slow. Trojan horse does not replicate themselves, and they does not travel through a network. This virus attach themselves with some other existing code or the program, where the worms does not need to attach themselves with any existing program or the code. In case of the Trojan horse, it hide themselves with useful program. Now we will see the information warfare. Information warfare means affecting someone's integrity, of someone's individual integrity, or some political party's integrity, or some community's integrity. That means with the use of the information, with the spread of the fake information, there is a war in a digital media or in a digital platform. You may have seen lot of the fake information on the digital platform. That one is an information warfare. This kind of the newses are intentionally shared, created, and this spreaded to make some perceptions about some individual person, some individual political party, some country, some region, or some kind of the people. So that one is the information warfare. It's a kind of the manipulation of the information, okay, and distributing or misleading of the people with the fake information, okay. Now next one is a criminal organization. Okay, we have seen in the movies about the mafias and the group of the peoples who are quarreling on the ground. Now there are group of the people who are working on a digital platforms. That means with the use of the digital platforms, they encourage the criminal activity through the cyber crimes. They are providing the various services like the fraud, hacking, malware creation and distribution, attack, blackmailing, etc. So that one is a criminal organization. It is a group of people who encourages the criminal activity through the digital platform or through the cyber crimes. Now the conclusions, we have seen what is the malware, what is the different type of the malware like virus, worms and Trojan horse. We have seen the difference between different malware. Apart from that, we have seen about the information warfare and criminal organization. Now thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel if you like the video. Okay. Thank you.